Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into a truly fascinating and honestly highly unconventional document. Right off the bat, it is absolutely crucial to note that all the videos, audio, and content we are exploring today come directly from one single source, Xuefeng, the founder of Life Chanwan. Now, what makes his text so captivating isn't just the sheer scale of what he claims, but the absolute, unwavering certainty with which he says it. We're looking at a manifesto that literally challenges the very foundations of science, society, and spirituality as we know them. So buckle up, because we are unpacking the 10 monumental claims that make up this visionary's worldview.
Xuefeng actually kicks off his manifesto with this incredibly bold opening premise. Arrogance requires capital, otherwise it is simply madness. And I really want to frame our entire explainer around this exact philosophical line. See, Xuefeng isn't denying that his claims sound arrogant to the outside world. Actually, he completely embraces it. But his argument is that his arrogance is totally justified because he possesses the capital, meaning the concrete achievements and insights to back it all up. He's drawing a very hard line between extreme confidence rooted in truth and mere delusion.
Now, you might be wondering how he views people who push back on this. Well, let's dive into this highly specific, colorful metaphor he uses. When talking about the complexity of his cosmic theories, Xuefeng flat out says he never expected donkeys to understand his work, but adds that their howling is annoying. This immediately sets the tone, right? It establishes a clear hierarchy. He views his own insights as existing on an entirely different plane of comprehension, and he brushes off mainstream pushback not as valid criticism, but just as the annoying noise of people who literally can't grasp the higher truth.
So, to digest these dense, overwhelming claims, we're going to restructure his points into a clear roadmap. 1. Arrogance and its boundaries. 2. Deconstructing the universe and science. 3. Reshaping society and life. 4. Divinity and life ascension. And 5. The final prophecy of the shrine.
Okay, starting off with part 1, arrogance and its boundaries. He laid out these foundational claims on September 21, 2020 to justify his supreme confidence.
Which leads us directly into part 2, deconstructing universe and science. Xuefeng boldly positions his teachings as vastly superior to empirical science, claiming to have solved the mysteries that physicists have grappled with for decades. And his very first claim brilliantly illustrates that point. You know how modern science currently acknowledges 4 fundamental forces of the universe: gravity, electromagnetism, the strong nuclear force, and the weak nuclear force. Well, Xuefeng asserts that he has, for the first time ever, elucidated 8 forces of the universe. He is literally claiming to have doubled the foundational mechanics of reality as understood by the global scientific community.
And he doesn't stop at just the forces. He takes his assertions right into the dimensional fabric of space itself. He states that he has fully analyzed and explained 36-dimensional space. Just to put that into perspective for a second, most of us only experience 3 spatial dimensions. An advanced theoretical physicist might play around with 10 or 11. But Xuefeng? He pushes that boundary all the way to 36.
He also maps out alternate realities, explicitly stating he's analyzed 20 distinct parallel worlds. The crucial takeaway here is that his framework isn't just limited to human experience on Earth. He's laying claim to a comprehensive mapping of the broader multiverse. He is essentially presenting himself as a cosmic cartographer who sees the things our top scientists simply cannot. But here is perhaps his crowning scientific claim. He asserts that he has analyzed the 3 elements of the universe, and in doing so, he has organically unified Buddhism and science. He claims this unity actually forms the ultimate unified field theory, the exact thing scientists have endlessly and so far unsuccessfully tried to find. And remarkably, he claims to have solved this ultimate mystery purely through the power of human wisdom and thought.
Moving on to part 3, reshaping society and life.
Having mapped the cosmos, Xuefeng's text aims to bring these massive, high-level theories right back down to Earth. According to the Manifesto, he hasn't just been philosophizing. He claims to have created a brand new, unparalleled societal model. He calls it Xuefeng-style communism. The text claims this is a model for human production and life that has literally never existed in history, and he boldly declares that this specific model is the ultimate future for all of humanity. And he extends this total restructuring down to the most intimate levels of our daily lives. He claims his explanations regarding the essence of marriage and family are entirely unmatched by anyone in human history.
Plus, he states he has revealed the 8 great mindsets based on life characteristics, effectively claiming he's completely decoded the entire psychological framework of humanity.
Now, what's really interesting here is his extremely rigid classification system. He asserts that, for the first time ever, he's divided all human beings into 5 distinct categories based on their traits. Working from the bottom up, you have the ignorant, the vulgar, the ordinary, the sage, and finally at the top, the immoral. He states this classification is flawlessly justified and openly challenges anyone to try and surpass his system.
That brings us to Part 4, Divinity and Life Ascension.
This is where the text really shifts from societal structures into profound, supernatural assertions regarding the divine. Xuefeng claims to have fully parsed out the true principles and the very essence of life itself. He states this analysis is totally unprecedented, that no one before him has ever done it, and no one after him will ever surpass it. It is a direct challenge to the reader. He dares anyone who thinks they are wiser to try and offer a superior explanation of what life actually is.
And just look at the staggering volume of work he points to build his ultimate spiritual authority. 110,000. That's the number of words he claims to have written exclusively to explain the birth of God, the specific traits of God, and the correct relationship between humanity and the divine. He views this massive undertaking as a historical first that finally, once and for all, gives humanity the correct understanding of the Creator.
But you guys, it is not just theoretical. He claims practical, supernatural results. The Manifesto states that, for the first time in human history, he has successfully guided a collective group of 70 to 80 people to become immortals. He asserts that by achieving this, he has literally opened up the pathway for all future generations to achieve this exact same immortal ascension.
Building up to our climax, Part 5, Final Prophecy of the Shrine.
All of these immense claims, doubling the forces of the universe, mapping 36 dimensions, creating entirely new societal models, and guiding regular people to immortality, they all build up to this one, bold closing prediction. Quote, "In a few decades, humanity will place me in a shrine." He states that there are actually many more reasons he could list, but these 10 points alone are more than enough to justify his absolute arrogance and his eventual, inevitable elevation to godlike status by the rest of the world.
Which brings us right back to the core puzzle of this entire manifesto. Xuefeng began by saying that arrogance without capital is madness. He then laid out his 10 points of capital. But it leaves us with this profound question. If arrogance without backing is madness, who ultimately gets to decide what actually counts as backing? Is it the visionary making the claims, or the followers who choose to believe them? It is a fascinating look into the psychology of absolute conviction. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.